From the Uihlein Soccer Park here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we continue with our coverage of the 2026 USASA National Amateur Cup. Our first in this round robin on the women's side features the FC Milwaukee Torrent against the Rochester Lazers. Welcome to our match coverage on YouTube presented by Michelob Ultra. My name is Matt Menzel. The Rochester Lazers out of the Women's Elite Division of the Regional Rochester District Soccer League taking on FC Milwaukee Torrent. They've had a great deal of success in the Lakeshore Conference of the WPSL. For the Rochester Lazers, you look at their regional tournament coming out of Region 1. Out of Region 1 for a fifth consecutive season. Able to knock off Sidekicks FC out of Massachusetts 3-0 in the final beyond a two-goal performance put together, led by Taylor Wiggerden. And for FC Milwaukee Torrent, a couple of results against Green Bay Glory in May. First, a 3-2 setback against the Glory here at the Uihlein Soccer Park before bouncing back 24 days later and winning up in Green Bay by a 6-3 score. FC Milwaukee Torrent out of Region 2. As mentioned, with one club dropping out, that being TriStars out of Tennessee, now becomes a three-team round-robin tournament in which the Rochester Lazers will play against Pan World Elite out of Utah at 11 a.m. tomorrow before FC Milwaukee will take on Pan World Elite tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and again on the point system to determine who brings home the Women's National Amateur Cup title. Pan World Elite back in this tournament, the reigning back-to-back Women's USASA National Amateur Cup champions. Goalkeeping matchup for FC Milwaukee. The Torrent will go with Kate Hopma, and for the Rochester Lazers, countering with Rebecca Schultz. Head coach, Lance Toth for the Lazers, Andy Davi for the Torrent. With their strong year during the regular season, to which they brought home to the Torrent a fifth consecutive Lakeshore Conference championship in the Women's Premier Soccer League. 7 wins, couple of draws, and 1 loss, finishing a point up on the Bavarian United SC as FC Milwaukee Torrent outscored the opposition 54-15. Mentioned for the Rochester Lazers, another strong showing in the RDSL Elite tier. Second place among 8, 9 victories, 3 defeats, 6 points back of 11, 1, and 0. Lakefront SC women just in action with the Lazers Monday, in which they beat Lakefront SC women 5-3, and will play again this Wednesday against Spencer Port United after going 12-1-1 a year ago. The Lazers in the all-black, blue and white for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Happy to have you with us on this Friday. The opening 45 about to begin. Number of proven finishers on both sides. Layla Kelbell leads the way, having scored it 10 times during the regular season in the Lakeshore Conference. Tops among all in that conference. Already mentioned the play, that of Taylor Wiggerden coming off that brace in the regional final. So underway here on this Friday. A gorgeous night for soccer with a game time temperature of 76 degrees. Played upfield for Taylor Wiggerden. Left back here for Greta Hansen. And I'm back here with Kate Hopma. Hopma back into the back with Greta Hansen. Right back toward midfield, deflected off the backside of Shelby Hash. Hansen around the oncoming Maya Rutland. The Rutland twins both in the starting 11 for Coach Toth. That being Taylor and Maya. Taylor Rutland. Right back over it goes. On the run here for the Lazers. Off the cleat of Macy McFarland. Giving right back. Late whistle and a foul. Back off the turf is Adriana Alberts. And a free kick here for FC Milwaukee. The Torrent Their women's program debuting in 2018 overall. FC Milwaukee, a club that's been around since 2015. Hotma slides it over. And the Torrent, off the touch here by Lola Wojcik. One of the veterans up and down this Torrent roster, Wojcik. 5th season now with the Torrent. A lot of experience, and what a great opportunity this is for this club here at the Uihlein Soccer Park this weekend. Wojcik looking upfield. Over it comes there with Madeline Solaric. Trying to keep it from rolling out, able to do just that, but give it right back to the Lasers and Kate Diem. Katie Diem. Imposing aerial presence for the Lasers. They say elite tactical coverage. Played at Niagara, but also at SUNY Cortland. Back through midfield, trying to connect with Angela Gutierrez. Over with Shelby Hash. Pressure to the backside coming from Megan Thompson. It's going to go the other direction after the Lasers trying to play it upfield for Maya Rutland. Throwing here for the Torrent. Going to come back toward the ball, yet Angela Gutierrez. And back the Lasers goes the deflection. Left back by Taylor Wingerden. Throwing now for Ryan LeConte. Off of Shelby Hash. Trying to find some spacing. Knocked into the 18, picked up here by Rebecca Schultz, the Lasers' starting goalkeeper. Right back through midfield. Flies over the right shoulder of Greta Hansen. Left back by Thompson. Upfield by Katie Hotma. Flag goes up. That's going to go against the Torrent. So a free kick coming up here for Rochester. Last year they lost in the semis here in Milwaukee against Pan World Elite. That was a 5-1 final. You have to go back a few years since the last time they advanced beyond the semis to the championship matchup. Last couple of years, falling in the semis, they fell in 2024 against Winger FC from DeKalb, Illinois, 3-1 before go back to 2023. Got to the final but lost against NTX Image from Texas. Good run by Wojcik, but down she goes. And a clearance here by Rochester. Headed up and out of play. Another throw in here for Rochester. Near side is Taylor Ash. Will flip it over as she makes her way downfield. Trying to find Ash instead. Played for a moment by Wingerden. Very active on the Lasers attack. She played collegiately at Division III Fredonia State University. Also played semi-professionally for the Rochester Lancers. Kelbell off the move. The Torrent looking to push forward. Wojcik. And right back to midfield for the Lasers. Takes a big bounce. Lifted by Abby Hall. Looking to play out of the air did Isabella Middlestadt. Time for Gutierrez. Trying to play it far side. Off the header, Layla Kelbell. I mentioned what she's been able to do, at least in WPSL play among the Who's Who in the Lakeshore Conference. But in the case of Kelbell, 4th season now with the Torrent out of nearby Heartland, Wisconsin. Set up here on the free kick for Greta Hansen. 6th minute. Our first women's matchup, the round-robin tournament, the 2026 USASA National Amateur Cup. Wojcik sends it ahead. Isabella Middlestadt serves it up into the 18. Shot taken. That by Ryan LeConte. Stop made Rebecca Schultz. Came off the service by Middlestadt. So LeConte with the scoring opportunity. And again, the Lasers trying to counter, respond. Off that run, Hotma. And back to the way come the Torrent. Asking for it up the wing. Here's Madeline Solaric. Just over that, Kelbell. Knocked down by Middlestat. And over it goes to Angela Gutierrez. Gutierrez in front of Jayla Casson. Played her soccer at SUNY Brockport, now an assistant with that program. A couple of assistants from SUNY Brockport up and down this Rochester Lazers roster. Kelbell. Back out it comes with Taylor Wiggerden. And again, right there, the pressure from Gutierrez. It's going to be a throw-in for the Torrent. Megan Thompson. Thompson out of Waukesha West High School at Drake. Played in 9 matches with 1 start back in 2025. Solaric getting held up. Able to get the pass away, maintaining the possession for the Torrent. Wojcik right back with Solaric. Out it goes. Standing tall defensively was Katie Diem. Good possession here in the first almost 8 minutes for FC Milwaukee. Trying to keep the pressure on. Already with 1 good look in front. Came off a pass from Middlestat. Led to an opportunity that for LeConte. As the ball rolls away from Middlestat. And the Lasers regain possession. On coming is Wojcik. Taylor Rutland. Take it away at midfield. Off the turn, that with Madeline Solaric. Giving it right back, Taylor Ash. Sent around, Maddie Solaric. Now again with Adriana Alberts. Through the middle with Kelbell. Hot coming pressure from Gutierrez. Regained. Lasers back there with Liesel Holcomb. Give it right back off the side cleat for Megan Thompson. Opportunity here for Rochester. Wojcik getting back for FC Milwaukee. Thompson. Dangerous pass there with Maya Rutland. Trying to find her way into that passing lane. It's going to result in a throw-in here for Rochester. Lasers pushing forward. They last year went 12-1-1, that in RDSL play. Again, that elite tier. One thing to go 12-1-1, another to outscore their opponents by 47. Was a 53-6 scoring differential. Again, right now, with the 9 wins in RDSL elite tier play, good for second place. Still an opportunity. Look at their regional tournament in group stage and beyond. Was a 13-3 scoring differential with a shutout to their credit. Shelby Hash. Nearly taken away was off of Adriana Alberts. But in that regional tournament for Rochester, they beat Rhode Island Soccer League 7-1. Knocked off Garden City FC out of Massachusetts 2-1. Advanced by a shootout over Central Park Rangers out of New York. And then the regional final championship, you're knocking off Sidekicks FC from Massachusetts. Good run, leads to a shot off the post. That deflects in, a goal for Maya Rutland, and Rochester takes a 1-0 lead here in the 11th minute. Maya Rutland with the goal. Able to send it off the, at least for her, the far post, deflected in. After Hotma came out to challenge, left that backside open. And Maya Rutland has the Lasers on the board. That goal in the 11th.
First Lasers goal was by number 3, Maya Rutland.
Rutland played at Roberts Wesleyan University. Mentioned her twin sister Taylor also on the team, and they've been playing organized soccer together for over 20 years. Maya being exactly 1 minute older than sister Taylor. So despite most of the possession early on with FC Milwaukee, it's Rochester setting the tone. As the Lasers making a change to their 11, we'll get to that in a moment. Wojcik, Middlestat, off the run. Gutierrez, back out. Solaric, and back out it comes Wojcik, trying to bring it down. A little aggressive, and commits the foul, knocking down Lindsey Guerrero, who was subbed in, following that goal for Rochester. So Maya Rutland has the Lasers scoring first. Going back downfield, flies into the 18. And run out of real estate, Jayla Casson. Goal kick here for Kate Hotma. Hotma from Libertyville, Illinois, at Drake. 5 games, 1 start this past fall, now in her second season with the Torrent. The throw coming up here for Macy McFarland. On the turn with Maddie Solaric on this near side. You have Solaric on this near side, throwing coming up there from Macy McFarland. Out it comes. Now belonging to the Torrent. Looking to overcome this early 1-goal deficit. Headed back up and out of play. Inching downfield. We play on here in the 14th minute. Looking for an opening. Giving it right back to Rochester. And Wojcik trying to take it away. Was battling there with Taylor Rutland. Trying to use the outside. Good takeaway involving Adriana Alberts. Keeping it clean. Middlestate on the turn. Looking to send it across. Chance there in front with Kelbell. Solaric. That's going to roll out of play. Outfield Isabella Middlestat. Out of Minnesota State, played a couple of matches in 2025 after winning 4 Division I high school state championships at Muskego High School in nearby Muskego, Wisconsin. Rebecca Schultz off this goal kick. And Wojcik helping to create this turnover. Making a run, but path cut off. Off the Lasers' turn. Rochester looking upfield. Instead putting it up this wing. Taylor Ash perhaps caught a little bit by surprise. Ash, who played at Nazareth University, also at William Smith College. Again, Maya Rutland. Top the 18. Knocked away. Just enough. Off Middlestat. And again, the Lasers give it right back. They get a big deflection, though. Regaining control. Left off on the outside by Shelby Hash. Hash. Foul's going to go against Layla Kelbell. So a free kick here for Rochester. That comes here in the 16th minute. Have to back up a couple of steps. As Rochester getting ready to make a couple of substitutions. Had a ton of options to choose from for Coach Toth. Only had 4 players on that bench. I've already seen one change with Guerrero sub in. And so a couple of more changes with Stephanie Wallace among the 2 subbing in. And now the free kick. Good flight, but able to box out That Caitlin Nelson run, boxed out by Maddie Solaric. So another one of the changes there with Nelson into the matchup. Albert's able to step in front of the pass, but down she goes, taken away by Guerrero. Up this near wing. Solaric able to bounce back up against Caitlin Nelson. Now the Lasers run, going upfield, taken back away. Getting some good speed from Abby Hall. Hall out of Brookfield, Wisconsin, with Brookfield East, was at Seton Hall. Now, the last couple of years has been at Illinois State. Alberts. Again here with Solaric. Middle stat. Now into the picture. Pass going to come off to Wojcik. Will take the shot that flies out of play. Megan Thompson, touch that went over to Wojcik for that shot opportunity. Lola Wojcik out of Milwaukee and able to overcome some injuries, a redshirt season, and put together an outstanding 2025 season. Be named first team All-Horizon League, fourth team All-Region, with a team high at 10 goals, had 5 assists, a team best, 25 points. Tradition-filled program, annually competing for a Horizon League championship, tournament championship, and qualifying for the NCAA tournament. Stays 1-0. Rochester getting a goal back in the 11th minute from Maya Rutland. Even despite good chunk of the possession with FC Milwaukee. Wojcik waiting back. Flies beyond the reach of Greta Hansen and Kate Hopma. Back up that far side for the Torrent. Thompson. Yet Gutierrez, also Isabella Middlestad upfield. That was off of Ryan LeConte. Grazed off a laser, and so it's going to be a throw in here for the Torrent. Seen a couple of players slipping and sliding here on this turf. And the throw in now with LeConte. You look at a matchup like this, too, and you wonder about advantages. Obviously, playing here on this Friday night can make a couple of cases for both sides. As the Torrent certainly have played here at the Uihlein Soccer Park a few times in the past. Got that advantage of being used to their surroundings. Thompson giving it a ride. Knocked down by Schultz. In the case of Rochester, can make the argument they have been in this event each of the last now 5 consecutive seasons. And so from that standpoint, certainly understanding the situation where this a new opportunity for the FC Milwaukee Torrent women. And Rochester right back on this field as last year, as we mentioned. And getting to the final when you go back to 2023. But many of these players have played in at least 2 or 3 of these USASA National Amateur Cup tourneys. Kelbell. They will maintain her footing, even though Guerrero came into the picture. Thompson. Wojcik. And right back out with Abby Hall. Gives this ball a ride. And again, Schultz will bring it down and cover up. No rebound possibility. Incoming, too, was Ryan LeConte. Pass comes over with Shelby Hash. Mentioned one team having to drop out from what was expected to be a typical semifinal championship format. That being Tri-Stars out of Tennessee. So putting now Pan World Elite. Just came in from Utah early this morning. Now in a situation where they have to perhaps win a couple of times come tomorrow. If they have hopes of making it a three-peat. That's an experienced bunch, too. And you talk about experience, and you talk about an advantage. Having won on this field, but last couple of years having brought home the title. Headed by Greta Hansen. Hansen again on the backside of Maya Rutland. Casson against Thompson. Rutland on the cross. Guerrero headed it. Lands right there at the feet. Hot mother stop. Shot taken by Caitlin Nelson. But a cross with a soft header by Guerrero leads to an opportunity for Caitlin Nelson. Played at SUNY Brockport, also at Monroe Community College. As we play on here in the 23rd. Foul against the Lazers. Not a ton of opportunities for Rochester, but when they've gotten opportunities, they've come awfully close to tacking on. Change coming with Clara Brecker among the changes for the Torrent. Change here for the Lazers will bring in Kate Wagner. Now an assistant also at Division III, SUNY Brockport. Maddie Solaric. Wojcik. Love that physical play. Not again shy about trying to make her presence be felt. Trying to regain possession or maintain possession for the Torrent. Off with Solaric. Wojcik. Off the tackle, sent out of play. Lasers dropping back. 24th minute. Off of Hansen. And a Torrent foul. And we have seen just about everybody that can play now has played in this first half for Rochester. And with Wagner being the latest addition. Mentioned when we look at this roster, a total of 15 active for this semifinal. Torrent change. Leah Solaric, Stelflug now out there. Nelson. Rutland. Give it back to the Torrent, but foul is going to go against Stephanie Wallace. And so set up here for FC Milwaukee. And they're trying to overcome a one-goal deficit. They have been down since the 11th minute. And starting to see Andy Davi make some changes. Certainly moving some players around as well as the pass goes Adriana Elbert's direction. Ball rolls to the feet of Shelby Hash. Out there now is Kelly Swenson, one of the veterans for FC Milwaukee. Swenson, a former two-time Horizon League Defensive Player of the Year during her time with the Milwaukee Panthers, winning the accolade both in 2017 and 2018. And with the pressure on the backside from Wallace. Will belong to the Torrent. Wojcik on the ball. Now we'll make her way downfield. Just played over to Greta Hansen. And set forward by Clara Brecker. So Brecker back on the active roster for this Amateur Cup matchup. Into the box going to be scooped up here by Rebecca Schultz. So we play on here on this Friday. Michelob Ultra sponsoring our coverage here via YouTube. Back in with a couple of more matches tomorrow with the men's championship matchup first. Well, the offside flag takes away that goal. Golden opportunity for Shelby Hash. But the offside flag keeping this a one-goal matchup. That's coming oh so close. But the men's championship matchup will take place at 4 o'clock Central Time between Lansdowne Yonkers FC out of New York and El Farolito out of San Francisco, California. And then one more round-robin women's matchup on our air at 7 p.m. between FC Milwaukee Torrent and Pan World Elite out of Utah. And that will come after they've already played against these Rochester Lazers across the parking lot at the Pat Jones Field at 11 a.m. Hansen. Going to pass right back. Brecker back there along with Alberts. Launched upfield. Kelbell. Looking to get a step up. Nice job over there by Katie Diem. The service, we'll see Schultz bring it in. A couple of options in front for the Torrent. Hash. Right back on the outside. Around Albert on the pass. Wojcik trying to get a foot on it. McFarland. Incoming with Gutierrez. Flag will benefit the Torrent. So we'll throw in here for Greta Hansen. And the foul drawn by Kelbell. So opportunity coming up here for FC Milwaukee. Torrent as Kelbell back up. Will take this free kick. Now she may give way. Instead, the free kick here for Leah Solaric. Stelflug. You have Kelbell top the 18. They're going to make a break for the goal off this free kick. One player wall for Rochester. Off the service. Get knocked down to the turf. Adriana Alberts. Out it comes here with Clara Brecker. That rolls out. Torrent making a substitution. Sadie Middlestat will sub in. And take the place of Isabella Middlestat. So Bella Middlestat subs out. And the Lasers with the possession. Right now playing with a one-goal lead. Maya Rutland scoring that lone goal in the 11th minute. Kelbell. Alberts. And the pass right back. Gutierrez. Headed back out to the feet of Taylor Rutland. Got bumped to the backside of foul against Adriana Alberts. Another change coming that we'll see Maya Rutland after a breather sub back in for Rochester.
Coming back on for the Lasers, number 3, Maya Rutland.
31st minute. Restart here for Rochester. Making the trip from New York. And again, strong showing in the regional tournament. Number of players stepping up. Look at the Torrent, and you look at the way their season has gone. And we talked about their successes in the Lakeshore Conference. They have seen a number of players step up as well with 14 different goal scorers during the course of their spring in a summer season. Outside of Kelbell, it's been Abby Hall with 5 goals, Lola Wojcik with 5 goals among those that are active here for this round-robin tournament. As Alberts, it will go back. Hansen on the run. Gutierrez was the intended recipient. Trying to wrestle it away, and in doing so, a little too aggressive, commits the foul against Katie Diehl. Nearly wrestled it away, but in doing so, apparently a little too aggressive, so the foul whistled, and a change coming with Jayla Casson back in for Rochester. So Casson back in for the Lasers.
Coming back on for the Lazers, number 14, Jayla Casson.
Starting to get late here in this first half. And then Rochester with a 1-goal lead. Mentioned this Lasers club just in action on Monday. That in RDSL Elite Tier play. A little bit of time for FC Milwaukee Torrent. At least in Lakeshore Conference play, you have to go back to July 2nd, a 2-2 draw against Bavarian United SC after a few days before that, knocking off Chicago Kicks Football Club 6-2. Kelbell. And poked away by Katie Diehl. Another Torrent throw. Kelbell in a battle of sevens with Liesel Holcomb. That foul against Holcomb, so a free kick for the Torrent. This again right now with Hansen. You have Middlestat in the box. Middlestat with some good size. 2-player wall for Rochester. On this free kick. Going backside the header with Leah Solaric, Stella Frung, and out it comes. Speed of Rutland. That came into play in her ability to score back in the 11th minute. But it also came into play, did the challenge by Hopma, leaving that backside open. And Rutland was able to take that shot quickly, and no recovery for Hopman, giving the Lasers the 1-goal lead. Rolls back out of play. So Rochester with Macy McFarland. Goes off Taylor Rutland. Gonna have another Rochester. We'll wait with the substitution coming. They'll see Wallace leave.
Kevin, did they have Gatorade over there?
Yeah.
And so the change here. Emma Taylor subbed in.
Coming back on for the Lasers, number 22, Emma Taylor.
On his near side is Greta Hansen. Off the throw. Hansen passes it right back. Good turn with Gutierrez. And we'll just send it toward that south goal. Another change coming shortly for Rochester. So right now trying to dictate play and slowing things down. Schultz. And Rochester trying to protect this 1-goal advantage. This point system. Goals could come into play on top of point for a win, draw, a loss. Wingerden will sub out. Wingerden, as we referenced, coming up big during that regional final. He's had a nice regional tournament and helping, again, the Lasers bring home the Region 1 title. Kept alive for a second. Holcomb, after it looked like the pass was intended for Hash, but it was sent behind her. Brecker results in a goal kick for the Torrent. And again, this coming for Kate Hotma. Mentioned played in 5 games, 1 start for Drake this past fall. That comes after playing in 9 games, making 5 starts in 2024. Off the run. Wojcik. That was off of Kelbell. She goes down. Good takeaway, Alberts. Gets a shot away. Hops into the arms of Rebecca Schultz. And we mentioned when you look at the way this first half has played out, more the possession with FC Milwaukee, but there have been moments for Rochester able to take advantage of one of those moments back in the 11th minute. Otherwise, had a couple of nice runs. We've seen more of Shelby Hash. We've seen Rutland come into play. Same thing with Holcomb. And it will belong to Rochester in the 38th. Off the back pedal from Layla Kelbell. One of the challenges some of these teams tend to face as well as you start to get to this National Amateur Cup status. Look at these rosters and starting to see some players come back that maybe haven't played. In the case of the Torrent, a couple of players coming back that haven't played with Torrent in some time. Same thing for Rochester, and maybe limited in practices, really limited in match action together, trying to find that chemistry. And in some cases, it's been a few years since maybe some have played on the active roster. But now trying to come back and help their clubs win that Amateur Cup title. So trying to find a way to, again, to put it all together here in a short amount of time. Asking for the through ball. Ash. And picked back up by Hotma. Great communication there as Taylor Ash able to sneak free on this near side. Perfect placement, but Hotma able to read it beautifully. Off Taylor Rutland. Able to give way. The Lazers here in the 40th. Hansen. Again there with Gutierrez. Rochester trying to pass it over. Hash. She goes down. Wojcik able to send it over. Kelbell. Get around Diem. Kelbell. Carries out of play. Torrent about to make a change to their 11. And that will take place here in the 41st, giving Lola Wojcik a breather. So as Wojcik subs out, the Torrent subbing Claire Cahoon in. Heck of a talent added to the Torrent roster. High school class of 2030. But known for blistering pace. Also the term that's been used, clinical finishing. But selected for the Wisconsin State team, named to the U.S. Youth Soccer ODP Midwest Regional Team, both in 2025 and 2026. Hansen. Cahoon. Off the service. Right back out. Middle stat. Way out of play. 3 more changes coming here for Rochester. And with the limited numbers, keeping some fresh legs out there as fresh as they can be. A lot being asked of the 15 on this active roster. And the blessing right now is the fact it's not terribly hot. Not in comparison to last year when the event was here, but nonetheless, again, asking a lot of the 15, and so a revolving door of changes. Another series of 3 that includes Caitlin Nelson subbing back on. Schultz. Here again with Gutierrez. Good speed on the outside with Megan Thompson back in. Thompson had Kelbell in the box. Holcomb. Now Swenson. Top of the 18. Cahoon. Going inside. Ball's going to bounce and roll out. Leah Solaric, Stelflug on that run. Another goal kick coming up here for Rebecca Schultz. Final minutes here in this first half. Wrapping up our first day coverage, match number 3 of the 2026 USASA National Amateur Cup. Torrent throw. Hansen. And it comes. Reaching out did Caitlin Nelson. Again through midfield, off the run. Flies over the head of Leah Solaric Stelflug. As it rolls out, Torrent back into their attacking third. Up comes Greta Hansen. Soft pass in for Angela Gutierrez. Gutierrez. Hansen. Right back as Gutierrez sends it across. Got headed. Long run down for Thompson. Able to run it down. Thompson marked up on by Jayla Casson. Again with the service. Headed back out by Stephanie Wallace. Rutland. Played upfield by Wagner. Good ball. Guerrero, but offside. Not a bad thought process, but offside were the Lasers. 45th minute. 1-0 Rochester lead. I'm waiting to see, but it appears no announcement yet. Waiting to see the amount of stoppage time to be added. Kelbell. Looking to use the outside. Kelbell. Nearly connected into the box. Gutierrez. 2 minutes of stoppage time will be added.
The referees indicated 2 minutes.
And so the Torrent. Nifty move. Kelbell. Again at Gutierrez in front. Corner kick will follow. I'll see who takes this corner. As Kelbell quickly comes over to the corner to put this one back into play. We'll play it over. With Leah Solaric. Stelflug into the box. It flies. Gets away from Swenson. Cahoon on the throw. Waiting for somebody to get open and then sent out of bounds by Gutierrez. Minute gone by here in stoppage time. Still a 1-goal lead for Rochester behind a goal scored in the 11th minute by Maya Rutland. This round-robin matchup. And quick turnaround for the Lasers back in action at 11 a.m. The Torrent Back in action at 7 p.m. Again, Pan World Elite awaits both. Big tug of the jersey for Emma Taylor. Foul goes against the Torrent. Final seconds here in this first half. A long ball for Rutland. Hotma brings it in. Both Maya Rutland and Lindsay Guerrero upfield for Rochester. And some nice speed. Kelbell trying to find the angle. Instead will pass it off. That was off of Taylor. And that will be it for half number one. So the Rochester Lazers have themselves a 1-goal lead after 45 plus in this round-robin women's matchup of the 2026 USASA National Amateur Cup. Stay tuned. The second half coming up. Our broadcast presented by Michelob Ultra. We're live on YouTube.
Play for the Ultras.
Where are my Ultras?
Hold my beer.
Ultras on me.
Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
On to half number 2 here at the Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our first of this round robin on the women's side of the 2026 USASA National Amateur Cup sees the Rochester Lazers on top of FC Milwaukee Torrent 1-0. A goal by Maya Rutland. The difference scored in the 11th minute. As both sides make their way back onto the field. So both teams go deep in the opening 45 plus. All 15 that can play have played for Rochester. Layla Kelbell will kick off half number 2. Happy to have you with us via YouTube. Our coverage provided and sponsored by Michelob Ultra. Looking to create some more scoring opportunities. The Torrent with more of the possession, but Rochester with their opportunities. Again, able to cash in on the one, and a couple opportunities to tack on one or two more. So as both sides get ready, the officiating crew gets ready. Kelbell awaiting the whistle. Back out there is Maya Rutland for Rochester. Got a breather in that first half. Isabella Middlestad on this near side. Ryan LaConte had one of the better scoring opportunities for the Torrent in the first half. As half number 2 off and running. Kelbell quickly for Gutierrez. Looking for a quick answer to start this second half, and Gutierrez goes wide. So coming out in a hurry, and Gutierrez with the opportunity. LaConte was on this near side, and the goal kick for Schultz. Right off the head of Gutierrez. That was off of Adriana Alberts. Kelbell batted down. Alberts with a handball. Mentioned Maya Rutland, the goal scorer. Able to utilize her speed, taking advantage of the fact that Hotma came out to challenge. Diem. Long service top of the 18. You had Rutland, Caston in the box. Back out there's Lola Wojcik, who got a breather right at the end of the first half. Wojcik, good ball. Kelbell on the Torrent run. To get a shot away. Schultz will come across. Got some help there from Macy McFarland, making sure nobody could pounce on that rebound for the Torrent. Good placement, again, with Wojcik connecting with Kelbell. And we've talked already in length about her impact on this Torrent roster. Kelbell, who's been on the field in many different capacities, won a state championship on this field her senior year at Lake Country Lutheran. Kelbell, backside Diem. Trying to send it through Diem and out of the box. The slide for Taylor Rutland. And some time off that pass from Greta Hansen. Leads to an opportunity. It's good pressure to start this second half for the Torrent. Again, saw some of that in the first half as well, but quality chances of scoring harder to come by. Casson looking to challenge Kelbell, who took that last shot for the Torrent. But they have certainly come out with a little more energy to start this second half as they try to find the equalizer. Following the slide. Good tackle, Swenson. Kicked away from oncoming Taylor Rutland. Wojciech. Good strides. And Wojciech, not the B, trying to move in before, again, her opening closed up. Katie Diehl right there defensively for Rochester. And for the Lazers, Rutland against Wojciech, leaving it off on this near side for Jayla Cassett. Lazers will have the possession. Early stages here in this second half. Talked about one of the challenges in that first half about these rosters, more so we look at the Torrent than with the Lazers, but certainly the Lazers still fit the category to some degree. Just trying to find that right chemistry, trying to create that chemistry with rosters that are relatively different from what some of these players may have been accustomed to during the course of their regular season play. With the Lazers in the RDSL and the Torrent, of course, in the WPSL. Here's Bella Middlestat. You have Bella with Wojciech on the pass. We'll skip forward to Rebecca Schultz. He will play the ball with her feet. Schultz awaiting some pressure from Bella Middlestat. Schultz takes a bounce here with Alberts. And Maya Rutland over again with Angela Gutierrez. Lights on here at the Uihlein Soccer Park for this nightcap on this Friday. Throwing coming up for Greta Hansen. Hansen at Division II Truman State. She this past fall played in 16 matchups, all starts with 1 goal. Hash. And Rutland with her speed. Looking to test Brecker. Swenson. Regained by the Lazers. Instead off the cleat of Adriana Alberts. Alberts will come across. Greta Hansen. Kelbell here with Gutierrez. Using the outside. The cross brought in by Schultz. On the backside of Schultz was LeConte. Following the dispersal, Swenson. Pointing forward and still a pass to her left. Out wide for LeConte. She waits. Here comes some help defensively. Middlestat getting the pass. Not much room to operate. Usually the inside. Back by the ball. Gutierrez blasting one over the crossbar. Great look for Gutierrez. Had some zip on it. After the pass that came from Bella Middlestat. And a goal kick here for Rebecca Schultz. Stage 1-0 Rochester, 53rd minute. I mentioned the experience factor for Rochester of having been in this event last number of years, being on this field just last year. Lost in the semis to Pan World Elite. And the Torrent having played here as recently as May the 3rd, part of their journey to a Region 2 title. And lost here 3-2 against Green Bay Glory. So off the setup, it's going to be a free kick for the Torrent. On the ball once again is Layla Kelbell. In 4 seasons at Drake, 66 matches played, 59 starts, 13 goals, 9 assists. Kelbell headed out there by the Lazers after headed it back. Almost benefited the Torrent. Header going backward for Rochester, and more of a team save, headed out before it could cross that goal line. Lola Wojcik ducking Gutierrez. Trying to find Middlestat. Another close call for the Torrent. Wojcik. Now the Lasers run. Opening up this near sideline. Good speed from Jayla Casson. Looking to split a couple, but Wojcik. She gets tripped up. Foul goes against Jayla Casson. So the Torrent, they have come out and they have been, again, the aggressors to start this second half. Couple of close calls. LeConte keeps it in, but immediately taken away with Emma Taylor. Emma Taylor played at NCAA Division II, Roberts Wesleyan University. Taylor Rutland giving it back. Hansen. Again, was trying to go upfield for Kel Bell. Another Rochester throw, but first, looks like both sides about to make changes already in this second half. As we will see Wagner sub out. LeConte subbing out for the Torrent. So Wallace is subbed in. Again, the Torrent making one change as well, which will bring Megan Thompson back on.
Coming back out from the Torrent, Megan Thompson.
Now we fill in here for FC Milwaukee. Saw some good things out of Stephanie Wallace in that first half for the Lasers. So again, that's an early change for Coach Toth here in this second half. Looking for Wallace. Out it goes. Flag will benefit Rochester. And again with Hash. Rutland slowed up by Swenson. Picked up here by Hotma. Able to roll it forward. And Kelly Swenson, on top of her outstanding defensive play back in her college days, also had some pretty impactful goals. Speaking of goals, opportunity, Middlestat brought in Schultz. Reached out, was able to find it. Close call off the run by Bella Middlestat. Wojcik. Middlestat can't get the bend. But the pressure continues here for the Torrent. But Kelly Swenson, back in her college days, perhaps one of her biggest moments outside of her defensive play was scoring the game winner. A 1-0 victory against the Cleveland State Vikings to help the Panthers win the 2018 Horizon League Tournament Championship. Hotma. At one point, Swenson returning to her alma mater in a coaching capacity. Over comes Taylor Ash. Ash's father, Tim, a former professional player for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. Out it goes for Kel Bell. Corner kick for the Torrent. And to take this corner, Layla Kelbell. So the Lasers set up surrounding Rebecca Schultz. Kelbell, good flight. Header, wide. Albert's the look. Very close calls here in this second half thus far for the Torrent. It's one of those where I got to believe if you're the Torrent, you're encouraged by the fact you're getting these opportunities, but also at the same point, a little bit frustrated with how close they have been. Still looking for that first goal, trying to bring this match back to even. But they have come out with opportunities here in this second half. We'll keep it rolling. Off Wojciech. Lola Wojciech with the fire through a couple. Almost a handball against the Lazers. Swenson trying to keep the attack alive. A little chip kick. Off the Gutierrez. Over comes Rebecca Schultz. But that look for Lola Wojciech, nearly splitting a couple of Lazers defenders, came up. No handball whistle as they play on. Kelbell. Cuts back. Kelbell. Another corner kick for the Torrent. Couple of changes coming up for Rochester. We've seen Kelbell take these corners. Out goes Hash. And subbing out. Looks like Taylor Ash. Hash and Ash out for the Lazers. Back in, you have Nelson. Wingerden. Looking for Middlestat. Thompson. Outside the 6. Right there for the taking. A little too aggressive. It looked like Alberts. Number of players standing around looking to play the ball into the air, looking to wait and put off the bounce. Not to be. And Rebecca Schultz will put it back into play. Off that aggressive play just outside the 6. But again, right now, Wingerden and Caitlin Nelson back onto the field for Rochester, who's getting ready to make another change. And we mentioned when you look at their roster, they don't have a ton of options, but trying to stay as fresh as they possibly can. And with a quick turnaround again with the morning matchup against Pan World Elite. Out goes Macy McFarland. So the change coming. Swenson on the ball for the Torrent. Down a goal. And back on is Kate Wagner. Swenson. Good flight, but Middlestate has to go back after it. Wojciech. Trying to go back to midfield off of Taylor Wingerden. Right there again in the passing lane for Rochester. Hotma. Over to Kelly Swenson. 63rd minute in this round-robin matchup. Middlestat and now Thompson. Off the tackle, it goes out. On the defense to reset here for Rochester. Off the Torrent throw. Middlestat. Thompson. Thompson, the service. Trying to find an opportunity, Solaric, but Kelbell now on the outside. Again, keeping the pressure on. Hansen. Off the dribble, leaves it off for Middlestat. Again, plenty of lasers in the box to help out Rebecca Schultz. Swenson. Through the middle. Gutierrez got fouled. So off the clip, you had both Holcomb and Wagner in your picture. Great chance here for FC Milwaukee. And on the ball is Kelly Swenson. The pass is where Abby Hall has had success, but going with Swenson here on this free kick. 5-player wall for the Lazers. Having to back up. Kelly Swenson through the wall. Diving save made by Schultz. Again, it goes back to what we mentioned a few minutes ago. At some point, obviously you're ecstatic about the opportunities you're getting. You think law of averages, sooner or later one's got to go in, but the fact they're not, both a plus and minus here. You got the opportunities, that's great, but the frustration of nothing going in. Coming oh so close. Alberts, as she went down, this whistle goes against the Torrent. And we await the restart for Rochester. Katie Deal. And played at Niagara, played at SUNY Cortland. A couple of her college stops. Wallace. Following the collision, Lola Wojcik pops right back up. Kelbell trying to use the outside. Trying to get around Diem. Again with that size. Kelbell, Diem get tangled up. Ball rolls out. They blow the whistle, and they're going to say it's off Kelbell. So it's a goal kick again here for Rebecca Schultz. Can we mention with Diem, noted as an imposing aerial presence for Rochester. The advantage there in that matchup with Kelbell. Kelbell with the advantage when it comes to speed. Up to the outside, but out it goes. Off that pass that came back from Maddie Solaric. 67th minute as Michelob Ultra helps us bring you coverage of the 2026 USASA National Amateur Cup. Stays 1-0 Rochester. They have been up 1-0 since the 11th minute, a goal that was scored by Maya Rutland. They have now outscored the opposition 14-3 in this tournament. Going back to the regional rounds, they have one shutout which came in their last matchup in this tourney in that regional final. Another goal kick for Schultz and Rochester. Even though, again, the Torrent have had opportunities to play on this field in the past, not a success recently here at the Uihlein Soccer Park. If you go back to that matchup against Green Bay on May the 3rd. It's been a team, though, that at times have been able to battle back, and they've been involved in some higher scoring affairs. Ended up scoring a total of 8 goals in their 2 matches against the Green Bay Glory, giving up a total of 6. And reached that Regional 2 title. Middlestat, after a misplay for Holcomb, but quickly able to recover. No real harm done. Torrent making a substitution. So Andy Davi making a change here in the second half that will bring Maddie Solaric to the sideline. And again, Claire Cahoon subs back in. Perhaps one of the youngest athletes that we will see over these next couple of days on the women's side. But again, a lot of talent there and very bright future in the sport. Middlestat on the turn. Look at a shot off. Instead, it comes across. Wojcik on the hustle, sent away. Wojcik controls it. Swenson. Right back to her feet. But Cahoon, part of the Eclipse Select 2012 ECNL team based out of Illinois, and has had some great offensive totals already. Now gaining this great experience. Middlestat to the outside. Cahoon. Right back out. Hansen. Cahoon. Swings it over that Middlestat. Middlestat will see it sent upfield. Off Thompson, has to go back after it, and cannot make the save. Tough touch. And again, both sides making changes. A breather now for Maya Rutland. She's been running all over the place for Rochester. Middlestat, been active in the attacking third, will sub out. So 2 changes for Rochester and 1 for the Torrent. Mackenzie Balsarac subs in.
Coming up for the tour, number 24, Mackenzie Bolsarac.
And now a setup again for Rochester with Stephanie Wallace. We have seen the Lazers trying to do their best to change the pacing. And certainly the way this second half has started, trying to slow things down. With the Torrent getting their fair share of opportunities. It stays 1-0. Kelbell, good run, but flying by. Hansen going upfield. Options both directions, but Kelbell with her speed gets a shot away. Schultz will stop it. No rebound. Yeah, Thompson waiting back for the Torrent. Get back in front was Wojcik. Starting to get late here in this second half. Cassid. Over it comes. Off of Taylor Wingerden. Torrent regain. And the turn here with Gutierrez. Had a good look here in this second half. Out wide. Cahoon. Looking for the angle with the wind up on the slide by Taylor Rutland. Getting back up. Kelbell headed away by Holcomb. The Torrent again. Cahoon. Hansen. Cahoon before she could make that pass. Offside against the Torrent. So Rochester trying to hang on here at the Uihlein Soccer Park. Get back into the championship matchup. Well, I guess in this case, that round robin, hoping to put themselves in a spot to bring home a title. Last couple of years, they have fallen in the semis. You go back to 2023, a semifinal win in that format. Cahoon stays with the Torrent. And 2023 from Quad Cities, they beat Rockford, the Raptors, lost to NTX Image from Texas. That chance out of play for Adriana Elberts. Another goal kick here for Rebecca Schultz.
What?
Right there at midfield. Casson. Taken back away by Swenson.
Doing a what? It was doing a what?
Swenson. Pass here for Lindsay Guerrero. And a foul here as Guerrero hit the turf. So again, Rochester, the benefit of the whistle here with a free kick. Moving up, you have Katie Diem. More changes coming here for Rochester. So I mentioned a revolving door as they keep fresh legs out of the field. Trying to finish strong. Perhaps trying to watch some of those minutes with the next matchup coming up at 11 a.m. Casson. Kicked away. Haven't seen a ton by way of opportunities for the Lasers here in this second half. And a lot has been in their attacking third. So a quieter second half so far for Hotma. Holcomb. And the flag went up here against Rochester. Back here with Swenson. Getting late now in the 76th minute. Will one goal be enough? So far it's survived the test of time. As Maya Rutland with the lone goal. Hansen trying to take it back away from Guerrero. That was off Macy McFarland, back out there for Coach Lance Toth. McFarland, they call her a lockdown defender. Look at her past and outside of playing college soccer at Moravian University in Pennsylvania, played at a powerhouse, local powerhouse to the Rochester, New York area in Penfield High School. But even beyond that, okay, a great deal of success in soccer, but great deal of success in flag football. When you look at her high school flag football background, winning 4 consecutive Section V Class A flag football championships. A sport that continues to grow and gain some traction. Starting to pop up at many colleges. Lola Wojcik ahead. And getting a piece of it did Holcomb. Sent back in by Hansen. Schultz will keep it at her feet and again wait for any pressure to come her direction. So Kelbell will apply that pressure before the ball is picked up. At this point, obviously playing with the lead, anything you can do to eat up more clock. Casson, good ball, but again offside. Happened a couple of times going back to the first half and now here where again, opportunity developing a little too much. And the offside flag taking away the run for Lindsay Guerrero. Taylor Rutland. Time there for Mackenzie Balsarac. Gutierrez. And before that could be swung, another offside flag, this time up against the Torrent. And if you're a Rochester fan, that clock cannot tick fast enough. Hoping that a goal from Maya Rutland. Enough. looking for a second consecutive shutout in this USASA tournament, going back to regional play. Swenson. You had Casson on the run. Asking for the ball, it feels Gutierrez. Foul here against Rochester. So again, the Torrent starting to push forward. Trying to find that equalizer. First, though, a substitution. So Claire Cahoon will sub out. Guerrero's out for Rochester. And now the free kick. Over the head there, Wojcik looking to run it down, still will give way. Again, you have Maddie Solaric back out there for the Torrent. Long run here for Swenson, trying to win that 50-50 ball. It's sent off of Jayla Cassett. Full speed ahead. Balsarac. Wojcik. Kicked out by Macy McFarland. Brecker. Here's Dio. Inside of 10 minutes. Regulation time here for the Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. Hotma. Can more soccer to come tomorrow to wrap up this event. And again, we'll be with you starting at 4 o'clock Central Time with the men's championship matchup. Lansdowne Yonkers FC taking on El Farolito out of California. And then another round-robin women's matchup at 7. Milwaukee Torrent, Pan World Elite. Rutland went far post. Shelby Hash, who's also back into the matchup for the Lazers. Andy Davy looking to make another change. That will sub out Clara Brecker. So looking for another option up top. Brecker subs out. Senya Perez subs it.
Coming over the tour, number 6, Senya Perez.
Diem. Good chase by Gutierrez. Give it back to Swenson. Thompson switching directions. Holcomb. Left back by Hansen. Got back out there on that run. It was Maya Rutland, and she has been pesky tonight for Rochester. It was that speed, that pesky play that led to her goal in the 11th minute. Otherwise, again, we've seen the Torrent with the ball at their feet quite a bit. Chances here in the second half, not been able to finish. Looking to change that here. Kelbell. She goes down. We play on. And a shot attempt for Maddie Solaric. And a goal kick for Rochester, 84th minute. Rebecca Schultz. Swenson. Foul's going to go against Shelby Hatch. So push off, being flanked by a couple of Torrent players. Waiting to see who takes this. It looks like it's going to be Kelly Swenson. Into the box. Headed back, Schultz. Almost benefited the Torrent on the run there with Gutierrez. Happened a couple of times now in this second half for the Lazers. Gonna head on the ball, but goes back, and Schultz ready, but some friendly fire. Hansen. Across comes Layla Kelbell. Gonna be throwing here for the Torrent. A little more urgency as we get late. And even later with another soccer ball on the field. 85th minute. Solaric. Gonna play it out of the air. You had Perez. Now Swenson. Swenson over the top side header. That goes wide. Schultz got enough of it. Outside flag went up, take it away. The header for Gutierrez. Another opportunity. Rebecca Schultz. Trying to get back near midfield. Thompson. Wojcik. That was behind Gutierrez. Perez. Right back, Gutierrez behind the ball. Trying to find the angle. Solaric kicked away before Wojcik could play it. Inside of 4 minutes left in regulation time. We'll have to wait and see what they add for stoppage time. Only 2 minutes added into the first half. And again, this Lazers side will be in action against Pan World Elite over at the Pat Jones Field, 11 a.m. As they continue to add, and if they can hang on here, try to put themselves in a position to bring home the women's title. Rolls out. We wait the throw from McFarland. Mark up by Perez. Here's an opportunity for the Lazers, but kicked toward goal instead of toward Casson. Hotma quickly gets rid of it, trying to catch the Lazers in transition. Thompson ahead. Too far ahead, and Wojcik upfield. And again, you have Schultz is waiting, baiting the Torrent to come and put some pressure on the ball. Regained by the Torrent. Head for Wojcik, headed. Diem. Into the 18. And again picked up here by Schultz. Oncoming, Layla Kelbell. Schultz. Now a good possession here for Rochester. For the Lazers, they use Taylor Ash. Out it goes. Throw in. But a substitution here for Rochester. That will eat some quality time. So subbing out Stephanie Wallace. Hash to the end line. Torrent will take over. Time running out here in half number 2. Trying to overcome this 1-goal deficit. It's been this way for a long time. Going back to the 11th minute. Kelbell gets knocked down. Foul's going to go against Diem. Everybody pushing forward now for the Torrent. Hotma finds herself halfway between midfield and the top of the 18. Swenson. Here in the 90th. Into the box. Off Perez. Goal kick. Lazers. Rebecca Schultz. As again, we await to see if stoppage time will be added. Another foul here against the Lazers. Again, the Torrent pushing forward. Swenson back on the ball. Swenson. With 2 minutes of stoppage time being added. Loose and a cover up for Schultz. So 2 minutes of stoppage time will be added. Schultz on the cover up following that free kick by Kelly Swenson.
The referees indicated 2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes.
And right now, Schultz getting helped up by her teammates. Yellow card's been handed out. Looking to see if they gave that to Adriana Alberts or Layla Kelbell. Both from the area of the yellow card being thrown into the air. Set up here again for the Torrent. Minute of stoppage time already gone by. Swenson. Thompson. That's back out. Torrent throw. Thompson. Schultz. And Wojcik in front. And Rebecca Schultz to midfield. Knocked down by Hash. Perez may have been stepped on. Gets fouled. Another free kick here for Kelly Swenson. Again, everybody pushing forward. Perhaps one of the final opportunities of this match. Swenson. Again, good flight. Headed right back atop the 18. Perez gets a shot away. Or does she? That deflects off Schultz. Perez got a look, but that second touch from Kelbell. And that's going to just about do it here in this round-robin matchup as we await the Lazers putting this ball back into play. A 1-0 victory for Rochester in this opener. On the women's side, the round-robin tourney of the 2026 USASA National Amateur Cup. A goal scored by Maya Rutland in the 11th minute is the difference in this 1-0 result for Rochester, who will play over at the Pat Jones Field, 11 a.m. in their second and final match of this round-robin tournament against the defending back-to-back champs, Pan World Elite. Milwaukee Torrent will look to regroup against Pan World Elite back on this field at 7 p.m. We next join you tomorrow at 4 p.m. The men's championship of the 102nd USASA National Amateur Cup. El Farolito out of California taking on Lansdowne Yonkers FC. Again, your final score, Rochester over FC Milwaukee, 1-0. Thanks to our entire crew behind the scenes. My name is Matt Middleton, stands along from the Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. You've been watching continuing coverage of the 2026 USASA National Amateur Cup.